I'm Jack.
And I'm Emma. Hello to all of our amazing listeners wherever you are in the world right now.
So, Emma, I want to try something with you right now.
Okay, why do you sound a little dangerous?
I am going to give you a random topic, and you have to talk about it immediately. No thinking, just speak.
Wait, what? I'm not ready yet.
Penguins. Go. Talk about penguins.
Penguins. Okay, penguins are birds. They live in very cold places. They walk funny and eat fish, I think. And my brain stopped.
See? And English is your language.
I know, but you put me on the spot and my brain crashed like an old computer.
Put on the spot means someone asks you something suddenly and you are not ready for it.
And this is exactly what happens to English learners every single day.
But here's the important thing. It is not because your English is bad.
It is because your brain doesn't have a system yet for speaking.
And today, we have 3 tricks to help with this.
The last one is like a cheat code.
A real cheat code. But first, let's talk about why this happens.
Many people think it is about vocabulary. They say, I need to learn more words.
But usually, that is not the problem at all.
The real problem is your brain is trying to do too many things at the same time.
What do you mean?
Okay, imagine this. Someone asks you a question in English. Your brain is trying to do many things. Find the right words, check grammar, think about pronunciation, and feel nervous at the same time.
That is like opening 10 apps on your phone at once. Everything slows down.
Exactly. And then nothing comes out. You just stand there. The other person waits, and you wait, and it feels awful.
And that is why speaking English can feel so daunting for many people.
Daunting is a word that means something feels scary or really difficult before you even try it.
Like speaking English at work or ordering food in English. It feels daunting because you are afraid your brain will crash.
My first English phone call at work felt so daunting.
But here is what most people don't realize. It is not about knowing more English.
It is about using what you already know in a smarter, simpler way.
And that is exactly what these 3 tricks do.
They give your brain a simple system.
So instead of crashing, your brain knows what to do.
By the way, listeners, when was the last time your brain crashed while speaking English?
Tell us in the comments. We really want to know.
Okay, let's start with trick number 1. And this one is very simple.
Emma, are you ready?
Ready.
Trick number 1 is the 5-word rule.
Here's the idea. When someone asks you a question, don't try to give a long, perfect answer.
Just give a short answer first, about 5 words.
Then add one small detail.
And finally, ask a question back to the other person.
Wait, that's it?
Yes, that's it. 5 words first, a small detail, then a question back.
But why does this work?
Because it takes the pressure away. Most people try to build a big, perfect sentence in their head.
And while they are building it, silence. Nothing comes out.
They start to second-guess themselves.
Second-guess yourself means you start doubting your own answer.
Like, should I say this? No, maybe that is wrong. Wait, what about...
And while you are thinking too much, the other person is still waiting for you to answer.
So the 5-word rule just says, stop overthinking, say something short, and then you can add more.
Exactly. Let me show you. Ask me a question.
Okay, Emma, do you like cooking?
Yes, I really enjoy it. That's 5 words. The question is answered.
Now you can add a small detail. For example, I usually cook Italian food on weekends.
And then ask a question back. Do you cook?
Oh, that was smooth and simple.
Now let me show you the wrong way. Same question. Do you like cooking?
Okay, go. Well, I think cooking is something I sometimes enjoy because when I was young, my mother, she used to,
You sound like a broken robot.
I know. That is called rambling. Rambling is when you talk a lot, but you're not really saying anything clear.
Your words go everywhere. There's no direction.
So basically, boil it down. Give the short answer first, then add more if you want.
Yes, boil it down. That means take something complicated and make it simple. Don't give 10 sentences when 3 words are enough.
I like that. Can we try another example?
Yes, let's practice like we are at a coffee shop. I'll be the cashier. Ready?
Ready.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Just black coffee, please. Done. Short and easy.
See, you don't need to say, well, I was thinking maybe about getting coffee, possibly black, because I don't usually drink milk in the mornings.
Nobody talks like that in real life. But English learners sometimes do because they think more words means better English.
It doesn't. Short and clear is always better.
Okay, one more example. This time, ask me something harder, like at work.
Sure. Hey, Jack, how is the project going?
Good. Almost finished, actually. That is my 5 words. Then I add a small detail. I just need to check a few things tomorrow. And I ask a question back. Are you working on it too?
Perfect. See, listeners, you don't need fancy vocabulary.
You just need a simple pattern. Short answer, small detail, question back.
But Jack, what happens when someone asks a bigger question, like, tell me about yourself, or what do you think about this?
5 words is not enough for that.
Great question. That is exactly where trick number 2 helps you.
Okay, Emma, trick number 2. What is it?
It is called the 3-2-1 framework, and it is amazing because it stops you from rambling.
How does it work?
Simple. When you need to say more than 5 words, you can choose one of 3 options.
Option 1 is to give 3 steps. Option 2 is to give 2 types. Option 3 is to talk about one main thing.
Wait, so you don't use all 3 at the same time?
No, you just pick one. That is the trick.
When you pick one, your brain immediately has a structure to follow.
Instead of panicking and thinking, oh no, what do I say? Your brain says, okay, 2 types. What are they?
Oh, I see. It gives your brain something solid to hold on to.
Exactly. Something to fall back on instead of feeling lost.
Can we try it right now? Give me a random topic.
Okay, your topic is mornings.
Mornings. Okay, I will use 2 types. There are 2 types of mornings.
First, the good morning, when you wake up before your alarm and feel great.
Second, the bad morning, when you hit snooze 5 times and leave the house with no breakfast.
See? That was clear, organized, and easy to understand.
And you didn't need to think for a long time.
No, my brain just went 2 types. Go.
Okay, now my turn. Jack, your topic is pizza.
Pizza. Okay, I will use one main thing. The one main thing about pizza is that it brings people together.
Seriously, nobody fights when there is pizza. You can order it with friends, with family, at parties.
Pizza is basically a little peace agreement.
That was great. You didn't ramble at all, and your point was clear.
And that is the power of this framework. Your brain doesn't have to make a perfect speech.
Come up with means to think of an idea, and this trick helps you come up with something quickly.
I know how it feels when you can't think of anything to say. That is the worst feeling.
But with 3-2-1, you always have a starting point.
Listeners, you can try this too. Pause this video right now.
Your topic is breakfast. Use 3 steps, 2 types, or one main thing.
Then tell us in the comments what you said. We really want to see your answers.
Okay, so now we have 2 tricks. The 5-word rule for short answers and 3-2-1 for longer answers.
But there's one more thing that native speakers do.
Yes, and this is the one I called a cheat code earlier.
A cheat code. Now I'm very interested.
Trick number 3 is called buying time phrases.
Buying time. What does that mean?
Here's a secret. Native English speakers almost never answer a question immediately.
Actually, that is true. We often say little things first.
Like what? What do you say when someone asks a hard question?
I usually say, oh, that's a good question. Or, let me think about that.
See, those little phrases are not real answers. They just give your brain time.
To stall means to delay on purpose so your brain has time to think.
Oh, so when I say that's a good question, I'm not really complimenting the question, I'm just stalling.
Exactly. And it sounds completely natural. Nobody thinks, oh, they're stalling. They just wait.
So, what are the best buying time phrases? Okay, here are my favorite buying time phrases. Number 1, that's a good question.
Number 2, let me think about that.
Number 3, so you're asking about, and then repeat part of their question.
Ah, that third one is smart because you also check that you understood the question.
Yes, and here's the important part. Those 2 or 3 seconds you get are enough for your brain.
Your brain doesn't need 5 minutes. It just needs a tiny pause to organize your answer.
And the other person doesn't even notice. It looks natural.
So instead of silence, you have a phrase ready.
Instead of looking lost, you look confident.
And listeners, remember, you don't need to understand every single word in a question to answer.
Sometimes just understanding the gist is enough.
Good word, the gist. That means the main idea, not every detail.
Like if someone asks a long question and you understand maybe 70%, that is the gist.
That's usually enough to give a good answer.
I didn't understand everything, but I got the gist. Very useful.
So remember, first stall with a phrase, then catch the gist, and then use the 5-word rule or 3-2-1.
Everything connects together like a small system.
Okay, now we need to practice all 3 tricks together. Real speed, real conversation.
Ready? You ask first, Jack.
Okay, Emma, what do you think about social media?
That's a good question. I have mixed feelings.
That's your short answer.
Yes. I think there are 2 types of social media users. People who use it to learn and connect, and people who just scroll for hours and feel bad after.
And back to you. What about you, Jack?
Nice. You used a buying time phrase, then the 5-word rule, then 3-2-1. You used all 3.
And I didn't need to think for a long time.
Okay, now my turn. Jack, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh, let me think. Probably somewhere near the ocean.
That's your short answer.
Yes. I love waking up and hearing the water. It makes everything feel calm.
And then you ask a question back. Where would you go?
See? Short, clear, and natural. Nobody would think you're a beginner.
Because it's not about using big words. It's about having a simple system.
And honestly, anyone listening can use these tricks today, even if your English is basic.
You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stop trying to wing it every time.
Wing it means doing something with no plan. You just try and hope for the best.
I had no preparation. I just winged it.
Sometimes that works.
So don't try to wing it. Use the tricks we showed you.
Okay, before we finish, let's do a super quick review of everything.
Trick number 1 is the 5-word rule. Answer short first, then add a detail, then ask a question back.
Trick number 2 is the 3-2-1 framework. Pick one structure, 3 steps, 2 types, or one main thing. It helps you stop rambling.
Trick number 3 is buying time phrases. Use something natural like, that's a good question, or let me think about that.
These give your brain a few extra seconds, and those seconds can change everything.
Remember, when someone speaks to you in English, you don't need to understand every single word.
Just get the gist, the main idea, and respond. Don't wait for perfection.
Perfection is actually the enemy of speaking.
Off the top of my head means saying something without preparation, just your first thought.
And usually your first thought is already good enough.
Now, we want you to practice. Answer this question in the comments using the 5-word rule.
Ready? The question is, what do you like about your city?
Give a short answer first, then add a small detail, and finally, ask a question back.
We read every comment, and we really love seeing you practice. And give us a like. It really helps us make more episodes for you.
Share this with a friend who finds speaking English daunting.
These 3 tricks might change everything for them.
Keep practicing and keep speaking every day.
Remember, you don't need more words, you just need a better system.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone!
Goodbye.